Emotional support character. Background noise with a heartbeat. Hovering at the edges, observing, absorbing, nodding like everything's fine. But today, the spotlight blinked. And somehow, he was standing in it. This chapter? It's got pancakes he didn't flip, tension he didn't spark, and a shift in the air he couldn't ignore. He never invites chaos. But when it pulls up a chair, he listens. And he writes it down. Chapter 5, Thanks, Dad. He was there during the infamous yodel incident in Max's backyard, the one that echoed off fences and made the neighborhood dogs howl. He didn't yodel. He just laughed nervously and stared at the grass, because he didn't know what else to do. That's kind of his role in the group: background character, quiet observer, emotional barometer. He likes to make sure things are safe before stepping out of his comfort zone. His name is Noah. You probably know him better as Brendan's stepbrother. His parents are divorced, which sucks, but honestly, they're better off. His dad remarried, his mom is dating again, and he split time between both homes like it's totally normal. Luckily, they live in the same neighborhood, so it doesn't screw up school too much. Spending time in two households gives him a front row seat to different dynamics. His stepmom isn't a fairy tale stepmom evil or anything. She's actually great, but she's what people would call a helicopter mom. That's taken some adjusting. Brendan and him weren't close before their parents got married, but they are now. He likes Brendan. He's a chaos agent in the best way, always stirring things up, even if it makes him a little nervous. He can't leave anything alone. Along with becoming friends with Brendan, he also became part of his friend group, which is way cooler than eating lunch alone in the cafeteria and pretending that it didn't bother him. Eating with a group just feels better. Tonight, they are in the car coming home from a parent-teacher conference. His dad couldn't make it, work stuff, so his stepmom handled it. She's tense. She thinks Brendan's teacher was too harsh about his classroom behavior. Brendan, true to form, is trying to lighten the mood by launching into a story, one I've never heard before.
Mom, remember a couple days ago when you woke up to the kitchen in a big mess?
Brendan said to distract my stepmom from her own thoughts. She narrows her eyes.
Well, Noah wanted pancakes but didn't know how to make them, so he asked me to help.
This is the first that Noah has heard of this. He must have still been asleep. But he plays along anyway. His stepmom sighs in that world-weary but understanding way.
That's okay, Noah. I just wish you boys would have waited until I got up. I would have been happy to make you pancakes.
I'm sorry,
he says. He apologized on instinct. Not because he did anything wrong, but because that's what he does. He smooths things over, even when the mess isn't his. Obviously, I wasn't in the kitchen. Because I was in bed. Sleeping. He thinks to himself.
I guess boys will be boys.
She says, a little relieved to think Brendan wasn't the only one stirring up trouble. He doesn't say anything, but he thinks it's more of a Brendan being Brendan situation than a boys being boys one. Still, he gets what Brendan is doing, and it's working. She does seem less annoyed now that she thinks the chaos was a team effort. I guess messes feel lighter when someone else is in them with you. Later that night, we're home. Brendan works his magic, goofy charm turned up to 10, and soon my stepmom is smiling again. Dad walks in and notices the lighter mood. He wants in on it.
So what's this about a pancake fiasco?
He chuckles, completely unaware of the emotional landmines scattered across the evening.
No doubt this was another Brendan-led incident.
Dad jokes.
Because I've never seen Noah take initiative in anything.
This was obviously meant as a joke at my expense, thanks, Dad. But he's not wrong.
Because I was in bed, sleeping.
Still, it stuck in my ribs a bit. Because it reminded me where I stand. Brendan's the bold one. I'm the background kid. But my stepmom hears something else entirely.
You think you have a perfect son?
which couldn't be further from what Dad actually thinks. He really likes Brendan. I'm starting to wonder if Brendan is the son Dad always wanted. He thinks Brendan's a good influence on me, that I should loosen up.
I assure you, Noah made just as big of a mess as Brendan.
She continues. Which I didn't.
Because I was in bed, sleeping.
I know because I was the one who cleaned up the mess that Noah and Brendan made.
I appreciate how much she does for Brendan and me. Really. But again, I didn't.
Because I was in bed, sleeping.
Most of the time, my dad and stepmom get along great. I think he's grown since his first marriage. He doesn't get defensive the way he used to. Instead of justifying a joke, he's learned that if it involves Brendan, it's better to tread carefully with my stepmom. They're kind of a case study in opposites attracting. They know their own flaws, and somehow, they balance each other out. My stepmom's a safety-first type. If she were teaching you to swim, you'd start on the beach, practicing strokes on dry land. You might not even get your ankles wet, and you'd definitely be wearing a life jacket. Dad's more of a sink-or-swim guy. His version of swimming lessons would be marching you to the end of the pier and yelling, "Jump." And after you hit the water, he'd call out, "Now pretend you're a dog. Kick with your legs. Paddle with your arms." Me? I think there's something in between the pier and the beach. Maybe that's where I'm headed, somewhere between jumping without looking and never getting wet at all. I've been thinking a lot about balance lately, how my dad and stepmom somehow make it work despite being total opposites. Maybe that's why I noticed something was off at lunch today. Group dynamics are kind of my thing. Something about our group felt off. Not bad exactly, just different. Earlier in the week, Max completely blew it with that joke about Maddie's fake smile right before her first school audition. Jenna looked like she might throw something, and Maddie tried to laugh it off, but you could tell it landed deeper than she let on. All I could think was, bro, read the room. But today, something shifted. I caught Max and Maddie exchanging those quick, sideways glances, the kind that means something happened. And whatever it was, I wasn't in on it. Is dating within a friend group ever a good idea? I've lived through the sequel. My parents started out as part of one big, happy circle. It began with hope and ended with people who used to laugh together now sitting at opposite ends of the cafeteria. I couldn't fix their marriage. But maybe that's why I care so much about keeping my friends steady. If I can't hold a family together, maybe I can at least hold a friend group in place. Which is why I need answers. And if anyone knows what's going on, it's Brendan. He and Max are tight. And after dragging me into that imaginary pancake disaster and turning my dad and stepmom into collateral damage, I'd say he owes me. Big time.